Here's how to get started with one-on-ones in Fellow. Fellow is an AI meeting note taker with the power to detect one-on-one meetings in your calendar automatically. From this section, you can easily see all the people you have one-on-ones with in your calendar. It's best practice to have a consistent structure to your one-on-one meetings, which can be easily accomplished with Fellow's template library. You can browse the template library here and easily apply a template to your meeting agenda like so. Next to your Fellow agenda, you'll find several meeting tools at your disposal, one of which are called pre-meeting briefs. Before your meeting starts, your Fellow AI Copilot can generate a brief of what was discussed in the previous meeting and offers suggestions on what to follow up on in the upcoming meeting. Fellow also has attendee briefs, which are great for external calls or when you're meeting with someone new for the first time, so you have extra context and even icebreakers to help facilitate the conversation. The great thing about pre-meeting briefs is they can serve as a good starting point for building your meeting agenda within Fellow. You can easily copy and paste the AI suggestions into your agenda to ensure everyone comes prepared and knows what's going to be discussed. Fellow also has the ability to carry forward talking points from the previous meeting into the next one, so any points that weren't discussed in the previous meeting will automatically show up in the following one. While we're populating the agenda, it's worth noting that Fellow agendas are collaborative, meaning both attendees have the ability to fill out talking points, attach any necessary pre-meeting reading materials, and more. You may find when you're filling out your meeting agenda that there are some talking points that you'd like to be able to have handy without necessarily having all attendees see them in the agenda. This is where the private notes section comes in handy. Here, you're able to keep relevant information or talking points close at hand without keeping them directly in the agenda. This is ideal for leaders with multiple direct reports who need to keep personal information like birthdays or anniversaries organized from one person to the other. You also have the ability to create action items directly within the meeting agenda. These can be assigned and even given a due date, and you'll always be notified when an assignee has completed an action item you've assigned to them. Now it's time to join your one-on-one meeting. You have the option to join from multiple locations within Fellow, the easiest being this button right here on top of your meeting agenda. Because Fellow is an AI meeting note taker that records your meetings, it's always best practice to advise attendees in advance that it will be recorded. You can do so by adding a disclaimer to the agenda or sending them a message ahead of time. When you're in the meeting, Copilot will always ask to join the call first, and you can admit them to the call whenever you're ready to start the meeting. If at any time during the meeting something confidential comes up or you need to discuss something you don't want recorded, Fellow has the ability to pause the recording, and Copilot will stop recording for however long you choose until you're ready to pick back up the recording. When your meeting is over, when you go back to your calendar event, you'll be able to see your meeting recap, which includes the recording, highlights such as the summary, action items and decisions, chapters, transcript, and meeting stats. Now, both attendees have an accurate record of the conversation and context to go back to at a later time. Fellow prioritizes security, so rest assured that all the meeting data surrounding your one-on-ones will only be shared with their respective attendees, no one else. This includes the collaborative meeting agenda, as well as any clips that may be created from the recording afterwards.